All right, guys, thank you for joining me this morning. Running a little late as per usual. And I got up late. Normally I'm up by 7. I got up at 9. Ugh. And when you get up that late, you feel like you lost a day, which is weird. But, yeah. Anyway,
This is
let's get on with the show. Flown Grown, thank you for the 5x5. Coffee First, thank you for the 5x5. Safety Man, thank you for the 5x5. And Sunshine. All right, so let's get on with this this live stream. This one's not going to be too long. I do got a couple of things to do today, but I wanted to get this out of the way because there's some things, of course, with the media that we always wind up missing. So we're going to start with the article I found last night. Rather, it popped up on my phone. So hopefully, hopefully it'll. So anyway, I hate these apps, man. That these phone apps. I'll just hold it in my hand. They have like a million and one. They have a million and one, fucking ads and shit like this. So anyway, the article is terrifying leaked map shows potential nuclear targets in New York. This was released April 2nd by Hudson Valley Post. Not Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Hudson Valley Post. So, all right, Jam and J, Carolina, Glock, Henry, thank you for the 5x5. Digna, if I had that right. Elaine, thank you for 5x5. Mr. Landfill, thank you for 5x5. American Prepper, thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate it, man. So, according to this article, a leaked map, and this is not leaked. I'm pretty sure this is well known, but the media, they have to put these tag words in there now so that they get you to look at it. They got me to look at it. But anyway, leaked map shows the area of New York State that are most at risk of being targeted in a nuclear war. New York officials recently released tips that the Empire State residents should know about to be prepared for a nuclear attack. You can see the list on the below, yada, yada, yada. I think it says click here. So let's click here and see if it takes us below. Nope. It's like a million and one fucking apps on this. It's just so annoying. Nope, I didn't want that. So anyway, let's get on with it. Let's hit the targets. Excuse me. Let's talk about the targets. So of course, Vladimir Putin's U.S. nuclear targets uncovered. This is not anything new. People knew this. This was created back in 2015. So of course, 11 years later, or not even 11 years later, 9 years later, they come out with this list. So here's the list as per Putin's targets. The Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia, is the U.S. Defense headquarters. Naval Station in Norfolk, Naval Radio Station in Jim Creek, Malmstrom Air Force Base. I talked about this about a year ago, almost 2 years ago now. I talked about this. Malmstrom Air Force Base, Hill Air Force Base, Minot Air Force Base, Barksdale Air Force Base, Kirkland Air Force Base, 21st Air Support Squadron, Naval Submarine Base in Kings Bay, which is out of St. Mary's, Georgia, United States Strategic Command, which is in Omaha, Nebraska, VL Array, I think that's in somewhere in Hawaii. I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to play myself. Whitman Air Force Base, which is in Noster, Missouri. Warren Air Force Base, which is in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And then that's pretty much it. But nowhere in New York did they talk about it. Now, of course, they have New York tips: get inside, stay inside, wait for the fallout, yada, yada, yada. But this article is so far full of shit. Oh, wait. I take that back. No, okay, yeah, there's nothing about New York other than the tips they gave you. So Hudson Valley News is pretty misleading with a lot of their articles, but they do talk about shit that happened, that the base or military base that will get hit. None of them were in New York. The 21st Force Support Squadron is the United States Space Force out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. I thought that one was very interesting. Kirkland Air Force Base is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Barksdale is in Louisiana. Air Force Base is in Louisiana. Minot is in Minot, North Dakota. Hill Air Force Base is in Davis County, Utah. Maelstrom is in Cascade County, Montana. And Naval Radio Station in Jim Creek is out of Arlington, Washington. And then Naval Station Norfolk is in obviously Norfolk, Virginia. The Pentagon's in Arlington. So yada, yada, yada. So this is, again, a map that's been circulating for a while. It's not a surprise. And I told you guys before in a couple of my videos on the Angry Prepper channel, I told you that the first strike is not going to be cities. It makes no sense to hit cities first. It makes more sense to hit your enemy's defense and attack capabilities, right? Offense. You're not going to sit there and hit New York City first. It serves no purpose. Now, granted, though, if they have enough missiles, they'll hit cities and military installations at the same time. But for effect, I can almost guarantee they're only going to hit military installations first, and then we're going to hit their military installations second or first, and then it's going to go back and forth. And if everybody starts getting antsy, then we'll start to see the attacks on cities. But cities are secondary. First is military. And a lot of people and a lot of YouTube channels have gotten this wrong. And even as a kid, I sort of knew. Not that I knew, but I was always told as a kid. I'm 46 now. As a kid, I was told that military bases go first. You don't attack. You have a military in front of you. They're ready to shoot. They're ready to get into it. You're not going to lob missiles over the military at the front line to hit civilians in the back. You hit the military guys first. You damage what is going to attack you. And you sever their communications. Hence them hitting the radio stations, right? And radio and communication installations. You don't hit us first. It just makes no sense. But for whatever reason, people are always antsy about it. And just getting that out of the way. All right, so now let's move on to the that everybody was talking about. So, horrified. I really fucking can't stand these ads. I mean, they really got to get rid of them. It's like it's enough already with the bullshit. So, horrified commuters thrown around train, children rescued from collapsed buildings as a 7.4 magnitude earthquake kills 7, injuring 700 in Taiwan. 7 is a very, very low number. Obviously, that number is going to go up. This article was released yesterday at around 10:30 p.m. So we shall see how many more people are going to turn up dead. Clearly, there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands more. At least 7 people so far were killed. More than 700 were injured when a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck Taiwan early Wednesday. It looked like it struck right off the coast, too. Japan, by the way, had a heads up for a possible tsunami. The deaths were reported in Hualien, which is the epicenter of the earthquake. Right on the island. The strongest one to hit Taiwan in 25 years, according to their fire department, their county's fire department. More than 50 were injured, according to the county and the fire department. Local media showed the building in Hualien knocked off their foundations after the quake struck as people were heading to work and school. There's videos that you can see on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I'm pretty sure there's videos of the train fiasco. As people were on the train was getting shaken around. People were, panicking and crying and shit. At least 26 buildings in the area were collapsed. 20 people were trapped inside. They're probably going to find more dead people in those buildings. Because initially, guys, if a building goes up, if a building collapses partially, you are not running into the building. Or at least you shouldn't, unless you're a rescue worker. You're not running into the building. There's a cool picture of a building leaning on its side. That is undoubtedly going to come down in the aftershock, right? If it hasn't come down already. Let's see if I can give you guys this cool picture of a building to look at. Desktop, Taiwan. All right. See if I can show you what this looks like. I thought it was pretty cool. But again, the aftershocks is definitely going to take it down. You thought I would have had this squared away before. No such luck. Here it is. So that's what the building, one of their many buildings, a couple of buildings are completely toppled over. This building is leaning on its side or at an angle. At a very, very dangerous angle. And of course, there's a building, as you can see, to the right of it. That building is undoubtedly going to be crushed. Should they get it, not should, when they get another aftershock, this building will come down. So that should be, that's a 2-for-1 right there. Now, of course, guys, with earthquakes this big, there's probably going to be another big one somewhere around the world. We have to wait and see what that's going to look like. But, yeah. And they're going to definitely find more people dead, especially if anybody is in the lower level of that building. You're definitely going to find somebody in there, smushed. So, again, there should be another big one occurring soon. They normally happen in 2s or 3s. We shall see. So, anyway, let me get back to the article. Sorry. Shocking footage shows the aftermath posted on social media of a massive building dramatically leaning to one side at an extreme angle. Another clip shows strap hangers aboard a metro gripping onto poles and in their seats as the quake rocks their train car side to side. You can see that video on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. The earthquake caused several parts of the capital, I think it's Taipei, to lose power while train services were temporarily suspended across the country. However, things appear to return to normal with people commuting to work and children heading to school shortly after the quake. In what fucking universe is this happening? I'm sorry. Japan issued an evacuation advisory on the coastal areas near Okinawa. I can't. I'm pretty sure. Okinawa. Sorry. I don't know why I pronounced that wrong. Okinawa, which triggered a tsunami warning. The Japanese Meteorologist Agency forecast a tsunami up to 9 feet for the southern island group of Okinawa. Japan's self-defense force deployed aircrafts to gather more information about the tsunami impact in the region, and it's a possible impact. It's not guaranteed, but they're taking the steps that they should. And the 9 feet, guys, that's pretty high. That's a lot of water, actually. A wave about 1 foot high has been reported on the coast of somebody's island, roughly 15 minutes from the quake, where the quake struck. Waves likely to hit the coast of Miyako and Yayama Island, though the 1 foot wave was believed to be the first, was believed to be the tallest. Sorry. Tsunami warnings were downgraded in Japan and canceled in the Philippines a couple of hours later after both countries determined the threat has passed. Several aftershocks shook Taiwan in the initial quake, including one measuring 6.5 on magnitude. The U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center said it was analyzing the event to determine the level of danger for Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California, and British Columbia. It later determined that there was no threat. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said there was no tsunami threat for Hawaii or the Pacific territory of Guam as well. So that's good to know. But again, I mean, not that it's rare, but you get a big earthquake, doesn't always mean so. There is a specific type of event or earthquake that has to happen for a tsunami. So obviously, when the ground shakes, the initial reaction is like, "Oh shit, tsunami." But when they look at the type of quake it is, they quickly find out that it's not going to cause a tsunami, like the one that happened in Japan a few years ago. So let's see. Now this is a growing trend. I'm not liking this at all. I know some people. I know some of you guys have your reservations about this, but I'm starting to see this, and I'm not digging this at all. So, physically healthy Dutch woman, 28, decided to euthanize herself due to crippling depression. A physically healthy 28-year-old Dutch woman who decided to legally end her life due to struggles with crippling depression, autism, and borderline personality disorder, according. Now, psych patients aren't normally the best judge in suicide, and she had autism as well, so she really wasn't the best candidate for it. Nonetheless, she was able to go through with it. Her name is, oh God, really, dude? Zoré ter Beek, who lived in a small village in the Netherlands near the German border, she's scheduled to euthanize herself in May, despite being in love with her 40-year-old boyfriend and living with their 2 cats. Ter Beek, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, because that's a fucked up last name, who once aspired to be a psychiatrist, sorry, oof. She once aspired to be a psychiatrist, has been dealing with mental health struggles throughout her life. She lives in a small town in the Netherlands. That means she should actually travel. Maybe if she traveled, she would cure her problems. Whatever. I don't know what she does on a daily basis, so I really can't judge. She said she decided to she decided to be euthanized after her doctor told her there's nothing more we can do for you. It's never gonna get better. Holy shit. I can't imagine a doctor saying this shit to her. Her doctor told her there's nothing more that we can do for you. It's never gonna get better. So you might as well hang yourself. That's pretty much what the doctor's saying. Oh boy. She is just one of the growing number of people in the West who have decided to die rather than continuing to live in pain. That, unlike the terminal illness, could be treated. And this could be treated. Again, guys, this is a growing trend. I'm starting to see more articles on this. I'm starting to see more people saying, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. Now, a part of the not the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum, they want the Great Reset, right? We have talked about the Great Reset for numerous times on this channel, both channels. Now there's this push, or there's this acceptance of people killing themselves, when before that wasn't allowed. And the Great Reset, or the World Economic Forum, looks at this as another way to diminish people. Well, we could use help in population dwindling, so let's just make sure that people can also kill themselves, because this is what this is saying. I never heard of a doctor saying some shit like that. Hey, fucko, we did everything we could. Hang yourself. That is pretty much what they're saying in a nutshell. Hey, yikes. I mean, seriously, yikes. So more people are deciding to end their lives while suffering from a slew of other mental health problems, like depression and anxiety, amplified by economic uncertainty, climate change, social media, and other issues. Climate change. If you are offing yourself because of climate change, so fucking be it. You can't be that weak of a person that you're like, oh my God, it's snowing more. Let me kill myself. Like, what the fuck is going on? Climate change? And guys, you guys have noticed this. I've noticed this. I think we've all noticed this. But they have put climate change for the reason the reasoning for everything now. Oh, your car's not starting? Climate change. Oh, you're losing your job because there's shortages coming? Climate change. Oh, your boss doesn't like you? Climate change. Tyson lost a fight against Logan Paul? Climate change. You know, like, it's fucking enough already with the climate change excuse. And the thing is, guys, the more they say it, the more it seeps into your brain, the more you start to believe it. I'm seeing euthanasia as some sort of acceptable option brought on the table by physicians, by psychiatrists, when previously it was the ultimate last resort. It wasn't even a last resort. It was the last resort on the person, not the doctors, and not psychiatrists. Imagine a psychiatrist. We can't help you here. Go hang yourself. Matter of fact, you could purchase a noose from us for $24.95. This noose has lavender in it as it relaxes you as you hang yourself. Like a psychiatrist, whatever. Guys, that means doctors and psychiatrists are giving up as well. And they are part of the World Economic Forum's depopulation. Anyway, I see this phenomenon, especially in people with psychiatric diseases. It's not a disease, it's a disorder, especially young people with psychiatric disorders, where the healthcare professional seems to give up on them more easily than before. Terberg plans to cremate herself after she's euthanized on the couch in her living room. Listen, fuckface, you're not euthanizing yourself to my couch. You're taking yourself to the fucking crematorium, euthanizing yourself on the couch there so we could shove you into the oven and say goodbye. Because this is fucking lunacy. Even this person states, or rather she is stating it, sorry. Not her, Steph Gondwall, healthcare ethicist at the Theological University in Kemp, is saying that she is noticing psychiatrists and doctors giving up a lot easier. A doctor will first give her a sedative, followed by a drug that will stop her heart. Her boyfriend will be there by her side till the end. Your boyfriend can't be this cool with it too. Your boyfriend gave up on you. I'd be like, yo, let's go travel to these places and go for hiking and camping. And if you fucking feel like you still want to kill yourself, I will break up with you and then you will continue to go on. Because that is insanity, guys, that people are giving up. Everyone's giving up. The boyfriend, the doctors, the psychiatrists, law officials, or politicians, everyone's giving up. Then okay, sorry, went too far ahead. The doctor really takes her time. It's not that they walk in and say, hey, lay down and let's go. Most of the time, it's first a cup of coffee to settle the nerves and then creates a soft environment. They probably play Enya in the background as you fucking drift off in the never-ending sleep. Then she asks if I'm ready. I will take place on the couch. She will once again ask if I'm sure. She will start up the procedure and wish me a good journey. Or, in my case, a nice nap, because I hate it when people say safe journey. This bitch is even being picky about what's being said right before she dies. My God. Anyway, safe journey. I'm not going anywhere. There will not be a funeral, Terbeek said, who does not have much family. Her boyfriend will scatter her ashes in a nice spot in the woods that they have picked. I'm a little afraid of dying because it is the ultimate unknown. We really don't know what's next or what is, if there is anything at all. Sorry. That's the scary part. Netherlands became the first country in the world to make assisted suicide legal back in 2001. Since then, it's become increasingly popular option. In 2022, holy shit. In 2022, there were 8,720 euthanasia deaths in the Netherlands, representing roughly 5% of all of the country's deaths, up from 4% from the previous year. In February, a 93-year-old former Dutch Prime Minister Dries van Ach and his wife died hand in hand by euthanasia. I remember hearing about that. They died holding hand, like some shit out of The Notebook, because they watched fucking movies too many times. Anyway, critics of suicide legalization say that people like Taberk have been encouraged to kill themselves by the law, with many likening the suicide surge to a contagion, according to the Free Press. Taberk blasted the Free Press article on Twitter Tuesday and announced that she would be leaving social media ahead of her death. It was an honor for me to provide insight to people. It was an honor. It was an honor for me to provide insight to people who were open to learning something new. Whatever, dude. But then there's a suicide hotline number at the bottom of this article. What the fuck, man? Seriously? I mean, like, 8,000 people in 2022? Now, don't get me wrong. There is a place for this euthanasia. Euthanasia. There is a place for this. But if you're a perfectly healthy person and you're going about this at 20-something years old or 30, hell, even 40-something years old, this shouldn't be an option. Now, granted, if I get Alzheimer's, and I'm putting it in my will, if I get Alzheimer's and I start forgetting where I am and who I am, yes, by all means, fly me to what is it, Oregon or Washington or the Netherlands and put me to sleep. I don't want to be that kind of a burden. But at that point, I'm already gone. I'm already, thinking I'm talking to Michael Jackson or talking to Bigfoot and taking a walk in the park with fucking Muhammad Ali. Like, if I start doing shit like that, yeah, by all means, put me to fucking sleep. But these these people who are picking euthanasia as an option, and they're healthy. That's like, if you got a debilitating cancer, you got a brain cancer, you got something that you are not going to come back from, or it's just painful every day you wake up, your brain's hurting or your head's hurting, or whatever it is, I get that. That makes sense. But not for people who are healthy, who are just like, I'm sad every day, okay, I'm going to kill myself. That doesn't make any sense to me. What the fuck? Seriously, I don't know. Whatever, man. This is just stupid. I've never seen anything this stupid in my entire life. I really haven't. I thought we would... Whatever. So, anyway, I got one more article to read. And they're talking about... This article is talking about... Actually, there's two. One article... It's going to be... I'm not going to read the whole thing, but... And then the second one is good spots to watch the eclipse in New York City. But we're going to go through the inmates crying about their religious rights are being trampled on because there's a lockdown order. So now somebody asked me this the other day, and I said, you know what? I don't know. I'm not sure. But now I see this article. There's a lockdown order going down in prisons. The correction officers were told to lock down all prisons here in New York City because of the eclipse. Someone texted that to me the other day, and I told him I don't know. And now here's the article on the back end of it. New York inmates claim it's their religious rights to watch the eclipse after the state, not New York City, sorry, the state ordered prison lockdowns. 6 inmates in New York prison are so eager to catch next week's eclipse that they are suing their lockup, claiming that the rare spectacle is a religious event that they should be allowed to see. The total eclipse is in their rights. All right, whatever. Prisoners of Woodburn Correctional Facility argue that April 8th phenomenon in which the moon will pass directly between the sun and earth, immersing part of the state in total darkness in the middle of the afternoon, should warrant gathering, celebration, worship, and prayer. Their federal lawsuit states. This is a lawsuit that has to be handled within the next couple of days because Friday is the last day. All right. Men included a Baptist, a Muslim, Seventh-day Adventist, 2 practitioners from a Santeria, and even one atheist, who have all expressed sincerely held religious belief that the April solar eclipse is a religious event that must be witnessed and reflect on to observe their faith. But state correctional facilities have planned a lockdown during the astronomical marvel in a move that would breach the inmates' constitutional rights to practice their religious beliefs. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but the inmates can argue anything being their religious beliefs. So, yeah. The suit notes that the eclipse-like phenomenon is described in the Bible during Jesus' crucifixion, and that Islamic book of worship depicts a similar event during the death of Prophet Muhammad's son. So, pretty much the inmates are crying that they want to see this, but they're going to be in lockdown. I think that they're going to let a few inmates see this. That's the easier route to go. But then all inmates are going to cry about it. So then whatever's going to happen, it's got to happen in the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday. The suit went in, I think, yesterday. So they only got 2 days because obviously courts are not open for Saturdays and Sundays. And Monday it'll be too late. So they got 2 days to handle this shit. Obviously, they're going to drag this out. If the inmates are assholes, they're not going to see this eclipse. Pretty much what's going to go down. Now, for those of you living in New York City could end up being a good place to see the solar eclipse. There are saying good spots to see it. Again, good spots to see it in New York City, guys, are open fields. So if you have an open field, be there. If you can get to the top of a building, a tall building preferably, go there. The building I'm in a 32-story building. I will probably be at the roof of the building watching this eclipse. I have the sky open completely to the south of me, so I have no obstructions whatsoever. You can go to Central Park, do the same thing. You can go to the Cloisters over here. You can go to Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. There's a couple spots in Queens you can go to as well to watch this phenomenon. Let's see. They don't give you I hate that they don't do that. I hate that they don't give you a list. But there is actually no list. But New York, 42nd Street, the 42nd Street area, the big opening there, you can sit there and watch it. Though be warned, there are buildings that might block it, so you'll get a partial glimpse. You can go over to the West Side Highway. You can see it there. Laura, if my voice is not in sync with it, it's YouTube, whatever. It'll catch up on the replay. I promise you that. So if you're sick of watching a kung fu flick, it'll catch up on the replay. So you can also go to the West Side Highway, see it there as well. You can go to the George Washington Bridge, hang out on the bridge, watch it there as well. So yeah, there's a couple of options. But if you can get to a tall building with a roof, head there first. That's your first option. I'm going to try to get to the roof of this building and watch it as so. And yeah, and that'll be it. And if not, I'll just go to the George Washington Bridge and hang out in the middle point of the bridge and watch the eclipse there. So I have options. I can also go to my firehouse, go to the roof of there and watch it from there. I can go to the projects near the firehouse, watch it off of there as well, because they have also an open southern view. So there's a lot of options. Rooftops, a lot of people are like, oh, those are illegal. A couple of minutes watching this is not the end of the world. I can also go to where the wife and kids live and go to the roof of the building there, because that's also open sky as well. So I have options. There are options all over the city where you can watch this, guys. Again, try not to go in the middle of the city. Try to go to an open area in the city. Again, Central Park, West Side Highway, George Washington Bridge. You might even be able to get away with it at the Brooklyn Bridge. Might. I'm not sure. But yeah, you have options. And the eclipse is starting. The phase will be visible from 2:10 p.m. So around 2:10 p.m., you're going to want to be more on the west side then. Reaching 91% at 3:25. Huh. Thought it was earlier than that, but apparently not. I think it starts around... No, they said it starts around 2:10. The eclipse will be visible 2:10. It will be dimmer, but not going to see stars come out. No, you're not going to see stars come out anywhere. You're still going to see fucking sunlight. All right, so it looks like the event starts at 2:10. I will get a more accurate time as we get closer to the event. Cherokee Survival. So, yes and no. Certain rooftops are open to people, certain rooftops are not. The rooftop in this building isn't, but I go up there anyway because fuck them. Most rooftops are not open, but you can. Just go up there. Just go up to the roof. Fuck them. What are they going to tell you? You can't watch the eclipse? There's going to be a fist fight and a half if that comes down to it. But yeah. But yeah, so other than that, guys, New York City is not going to be bad. It's going to be a 91% block. So 91% is still good. And 91% looks really ominous, right? So it's either 90 to 91% here in New York City. No, sorry. Yes, it's 91% in New York City. The other day I read 89%. So clearly, the closer we get to the eclipse, they'll get a better gauge of how it is. Keep in mind, New York City, even though it's 90%, you might think, oh, it could look right at the sun. You still can't look at the sun. Then later in the article, they say around 325 is going to be 91. So it's anywhere between 90 and 91. Just the other day, I read 89%. So whatever it is, guys, it's still going to be good. And 89%, 90%, 91%. In Connecticut's 94, 95%. It's still going to look pretty cool. Just saying. So if you're very interested in watching this, great. The next total eclipse visible from the city is going to be 2079. So we will all be dead. I am 1,000% sure we'll all be dead by then. That's another, 40-something years? Yeah, I'm going to be dead. No, thank you. I don't even want to be around for that. So yeah, keep that bullshit. Yeah, that's another 50-something years. Yeah, I'll be long dead by then. A lot of us will. Some of us will be alive. Some of us will be like 100 years old, 101, whatever it is. But yeah, that's the next one, 2079. Other than that, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. I'm going to get ready to go into work. This rainstorm isn't making shit easy. I thought I was going to be able to hang out, a little later in the day today before I had to go into work. But I got to I have to do a couple errands, so I will do as such. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. And I will see. Not looking. My eyes are too weak. Yeah, no, don't look at there's a guy on the internet saying look into the sun. Don't look into the fucking sun. I'm pretty sure, men, we've all glanced at it. You can glance at it, but don't stare at the fucking thing, But other than that, guys, yeah. We shall see what this event's going to look like. I'm going to try to do a live stream that day to see, especially for those of you that are not in the totality or close to this totality, you guys will get a kick out of it. Let's see if I can get a signal going and then do a live stream from my phone. That'll be. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow night. And other than that, see you guys later.